All right, so now it's been about 40 days, 45, maybe 50 days since you sent your first round of investigation letters to the credit bureaus, and you're starting to receive the results of the investigations in the mail. So on the first couple of pages of Experian and TransUnion, the accounts that will have been deleted will be listed. Equifax, you're going to need to read through each account line by line to see what's been verified, updated, or deleted. It can be pretty confusing to look at. This is why we really recommend you keep your credit monitoring that we suggested so you can easily reference from one month to the next the progress you've made with your disputes and see any and every little detail that might have been changed. Now, I can't stress this next point enough. Every piece of mail you get from the credit bureaus is considered a legal document. Keep everything. So here's why it's so important to understand that these are legal documents. In the first investigation letter, we had asked the credit bureaus to make sure they were reporting 100% accurate information on your credit reports. When accounts come back as verified or updated, but are still in fact inaccurate, they now have the legal obligation to remove the negative accounts when you send your second round of dispute letters with proof. What proof do I have? It's all in those results response from the credit bureaus that you've received. Now it's time to really dig into each response side by side. You see, the credit bureaus don't communicate with one another to make sure all their information aligns. When you send a dispute to the credit bureaus, each account you ask to be validated gets turned into a 2-digit code and is now sent offshore to a mainframe called eOscar. At this point, eOscar will then send that same code to the credit furnisher that's holding the account you're asking to investigate. Now, if and when that creditor responds, they will typically just say, verified as accurate, to each of the credit bureaus that requested the verification. So when that happens, and none of the information on that account is actually changed, and each bureau has either a different date opening, showing different late payments, occurring at different months, or even a different final pay date, different balances, or showing up monthly payment on a charged off or collection account for the same account numbers on one or more of the bureaus, then you now have an account that has been verified but is inaccurate. So, because we had already asked the credit bureaus to ensure that what they were reporting was 100% accurate, and they claim to have done those investigations and verified the information to be true, we can now get aggressive and attack. For example, when you're looking at your Experian results for account 10001, it states that account was verified as accurate with a past due balance of $850, a final pay date of December 16, 2018, and a 30-day late payment in March of 17, a 60-day late payment in April of 17, and another 60-day late payment in May of 17. However, TransUnion reports that that same account has a past due balance of $848, a final pay date of December 16, 2018, a 30-day late payment in March of 17, a 60-day late payment in April of 17, but a 90-day payment in May of 17. So how can the same creditor be reporting differently to two separate credit bureaus and still be accurate? They can't. What we do now is we need to take a copy of those legal documents that we receive from the bureaus, mark the differences, and return them with our second investigation letters. So we'll want to send a copy of the TransUnion report to Experian and vice versa. Now, in the second round of dispute/investigation letters, we're not only going to be asking for a reinvestigation of the accounts that were verified or updated from the first round, but we're also going to challenge the coding they used through eOscar for accuracy. Don't worry, it's all in the template we're giving you. All you need to do is insert your personal information, the accounts you want investigated, and follow the prompts provided. Now, please make sure to send this round certified mail again, and then once again, we'll wait another 45 days for the results. And then we'll do everything we did preparing the second round, but for the final round of letters that have been provided. So now let's talk about late payments that are negatively impacting your open accounts. This is where the goodwill letter will come into play. Okay. Now, truth be told, if you actually late on these payments, you only have about a 50-50 shot of having them reversed. There certainly are a few things you can do to better your chances, though. First, make sure the account is on autopay. Creditors will be able to see that in their system when you're making this request. Second, make sure your payments are caught up and have been on time for the last 3 months. So now, we've given you a template for this letter, but it's important that you include your own personal story as to why you're unable to make those payments. So whether it be a loss of income, illness, a death in the family, etc. Now, if you were legitimately never a full 30, 60, or 90 days late, you can prove that with your own bank statements. This should be an easy reversal. Okay, so how about student loans? Now, these can be tricky. You might think to yourself, well, the account's in collections, I should probably just go ahead and have it removed. You're missing a big opportunity here, though. If your student loans are in collections, it doesn't matter if they're reporting on your credit file or not. They can still take your tax returns or garnish you to offset the balance. The far smarter play here is to call the company servicing your student loan accounts, and that phone number is going to be listed on the last few pages with all of your other creditors. So just look for it there. Now, when you call them, you're going to want to ask for a rehab program. If you successfully complete their rehab program, all of your late payments will be reversed, and they will no longer garnish your paycheck or take your tax returns. Not only that, but now you have several installment accounts with great payment history that will certainly help your score. It's win-win. Now, if you have previously done a rehab program or for some reason it's unavailable to you, your next best option is to consolidate all of your student loans into a new fixed rate and start fresh. Keep an eye out for a future class from us. We'll have a several-hour course just dedicated to student loans available soon. So this is what's going to this will conclude our lesson, rather, on disputing negative items with the credit bureaus. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.